Hi friends, today we're going to do my less than 10-minute writing exercise that will improve your writing by expanding your vocabulary. I've selected 3 words for us to play around with. We're going to use each one of these words in a sentence so we can better understand them by putting them into context. I will give you general definitions, but I've also included links below to Merriam-Webster's website where you can find the formal definitions and pronunciations. I've also included my sample sentences below. Today's 3 words I've selected are candor, contentious, and largesse or largesse. All right, let's get started, and let's start with candor. And candor is a noun, a word that represents a person, place, or a thing, and it means made with honesty. All right, what can we come up with for candor? Let's see. Although his friend's opinion stung, he was grateful for his candor. Although his friend's opinion stung, he was grateful for his candor. So whatever advice or opinion his friend offered wasn't probably what this fellow wanted to hear. It hurt his feelings, although he was still grateful that his friend was honest with him. He was grateful for his candor, his honest opinion. That is candor. All right. Let's move on to contentious. And contentious is an adjective, a word that describes, and it means likely to cause an argument or a tense situation. All right, let's see what we can come up with for contentious. The board meeting got contentious, but before it got too heated, the executives came to an agreement. All right, the board meeting got contentious, but before it got too heated, the executives came to an agreement. So they were really kind of almost arguing about whatever they're discussing in their board meeting. And before these executives got too upset about what, trying to make their point or whatever, trying to get something approved, and it's just not happening, they finally all came to an agreement. But contentious means likely to cause an argument, a tense situation. They were in a tense situation, a contentious situation, trying to get something approved or whatever for this board meeting. So it was contentious. It was a tense situation. All right, let's move on to largesse or largesse. You could say it either way, and I encourage you to look at the word so you can hear the pronunciations on Merriam-Webster's website. Let's see what kind of sentence we can come up with for largesse. And largesse is a noun, a word that represents a person, place, or a thing, and it means a generous giving of abundance. Okay, let's see. As a lifelong fisherman, he could attest to the largesse of the sea. All right. As a lifelong fisherman, he could attest to the largesse of the sea, or he could attest to the largesse of the sea. Here is largesse or largesse, however you want to say it. And he's attesting to the generous abundance of the sea. You know, this guy's a lifelong fisherman. I guess he's done well, or there's an abundance of the sea that he's constantly brought in a good catch. So he's a happy fisherman, I believe. Anyway, he's talking about the largesse, the abundance, in this case, of the sea. All right. Anyway, 3 wonderful, interesting words: candor, contentious, largesse, or largesse. Use them in a sentence. Play around with them. Make these words part of you so they're accessible to you when you write. If you like this writing exercise, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and happy writing.